Hey, hi, it's Claudia Faye. Today's episode, video, theory, whatever you want to call it, is gonna be a little bit different from my usual. Um, I'm going to be breaking down my theory board, and my thoughts on what the new update might be. Um, if you like very polished videos, no stuttering, very good edited visual aids, this might not be the video for you because this is one of my very rare no edited um unpolished. I'm showing you like the draft of my theories basically. Some of these thoughts may get scrapped, some of these thoughts might be debunked as when the new update comes. Like I really don't know, but I wanted to show off my current thoughts because I'm very hyperfixated on this and I want to post more. And theory videos usually take me multiple hours to make, days. Like the theories alone take days because you have to find all the evidence, you have to make something that feels believable to you, unless you're making purposely a theory that you think might not be actual canon lore. But I very much like my theories feeling very possible to be realistic in the Royale universe. Um, and then I'll probably say in a video if I think a theory is less likely. For example, I have a theory that Mimiria might be Harmony's kid, but I don't think that's actually something that would happen in the Royale universe. It's just a very cute headcanon for me, and there's theory like evidence behind it. But yeah, if you want something in the background to farm with, this is the video for that. But if you do not want, like if you I think you guys get the idea. It's very unedited, very messy. Um just a post to get people interested in Royal High lore, interested in the update, interested in the type of content I do. I am also planning on doing a few more other things on this YouTube account if I actually get around to it. But getting on, like, with the actual video, we're gonna be starting on this part of the theory board. The theory board is a big Milanote, and I'll put my link below for Milanote if you wanna um give me more space for my theory boards and everything. If you want more theory videos and want to use Milanote, a very good reference website, um, use my link down below because it gives me more space. Anyways, now that I'm done with all that, uh, so I was looking at the new badge art because at the time of this video, only the badge is out, not really the actual what's it called, Halo. But the badge's name is called Tentacled Tantrum. Ready? Really, the noctical nerve of you. Um, and they haven't even tested it yet. But immediately seeing the halo, I was like, this looks a lot like the jellyfish items we already have that I'm pretty sure are set. And then looking back at everything, I realized these two are the only really like very obvious set items. Um, but the wings, which obviously came out before the mermaid stuff, because that's a very, very, very recent update, and most of the wings are very old. Um, the wings are called Jellyfish Princess. And then there's a tail called Jellyfish Princess Mermaid Potion tail, whatever you want to call it. Um and the appearance of the Jellyfish Mermaid Potion is very similar to that of the set with the pearls and everything. And the choice of colors. And the wings are shared the same princess name. Um, and then when you look at the jellyfish beret, you can see that same pearl pattern, very much jellyfish. You see like its matching top have the bubble jelly mermaid top, whatever. Bubble jelly is like the name of these two pieces, and it helps us know that these two are technically a set. Um, and yeah. So I think all three of these things are meant to be a set, and the badge art helps confirm this, because it shares the same exact colors. and seeing that there was the princess and the tantrum, I was like, is this meant to be a spoiled jellyfish type of themed set? Is it an NPC? Is this like a spoiled jellyfish NPC? And then I grabbed a piece of art of what I imagine the character to look like. I actually have an NPC in game that might actually be related to this concept in this update, but I've noticed that a lot of Halos are either matching with sets or entire realms. Um, like is a very recent theme, which I'll get into. But I was like, is this is this Harmony Sister NPC or like related to existing um like mermaid characters that we know? In Mamiria's case, it would be actually a water fairy. But yeah. But yeah, it's like, is this Mamiria's sister? Is this Harmony's sister? And then remembering the jet ski update, um I was like, because this is set in Diamond Beach, and Diamond Beach has so much lore and so many quests, I was like, does this potential NPC give uh like a quest in this upcoming jet ski update? Are they like updating some of the NPCs in Diamond Beach? I really have no clue. They've only really announced the jet ski part, and that part's really fun. And the announcement the announcement sentence to tease the badge art officially on the Rawhide X account was advisory: a pretty but feisty jellyfish has approached the has been has been spotted drifting closer to the shores of Rawhide. Approach with caution. The pretty but feisty part makes like I feel like describes a spoiled princess very well. um they're pretty but feisty or whatever. And jellyfish, duh. And then we can also see them hinting to the, if it would load, we can also see them hinting to the halo. um and then while I was looking at this halo, I was like, OMG, wait, there's other halos that have had like been related to sets realms, as I said before. And I was like, I feel like there was more to last year's summer halo that I didn't really notice. Because I was distracted by the fact it's so good for dorm building. Um, I'm a really big dorm builder, but the badge's name is The Sea Saw Me, and then the description is, you dreamed of the sea. Did you ever consider that it may dream of you too? And then its name, Luminous Lagoon, is a very good hint to Luna Lagoon. And this Halo came out before Luna Lagoon. So it's like, I don't think it clicked for a lot of people. At least it didn't click for me. I might be just the stupid one around here. This might be common knowledge. But and then the fish in the Halo is a very good reference to the fishlings, and I think are meant to be a hint to the fishlings. And then looking at the description for that Halo, because descriptions are where a lot of lore is said with items associated with Rawhide lore. Does that make sense? Like, sorry, I don't know if I'm wording this in a way that makes sense. Like, if there's an item that I know that's related to Rawhide lore, like 9 times out of 10, usually the description is also Rawhide lore related. So I immediately went to go look at the description. And the description says, a glowing, bubbling, sublime collection of deep sea coral formed in the shape of a halo below the briny waters of the campus. I'm assuming it's meant to be the mini campus it's referring to. I don't know. A team of expert divers, of expert mermaid divers, trained to handle the extreme environment of the ocean floor, combed through the sands in search of treasure, but they got more than what they bargained for. Flowing masses moved in the dark, just beyond the reach of their light elemental imbued headlamps, which I find interesting. Like they're not using technology headlamps; they're using magic headlamps, and the fact that these might be made of crystal is related to the theory later on. But let me go back to the story. Their hair swirled. Their head swirled hair shifting like parting seaweed as they turn to see giant multicolored speckled leafleons. Freaking horrifying monster creature. It's on the screen. Um of the deep, gliding through the still sea and the apex of the largest whale's eye. The head of the team stared in shock into the abyssal opal iris, and the thus the abyss stared back. This connection, this underwater wordless communion with something that moved in wave shockingly slow motion in a world so far below seemed to ripple outward, thumbing with elemental energy. The surrounding sands trembled and pulsed with a sudden crack. The expedition's leader's headlamp shattered into glass shards. The escaping residential light magic swept itself up into the ancient sea. So specifically an ancient sea. Okay. Catching in now magically enhanced illuminated coral, gathering fragments of the sea structure to craft this waterborne halo. But the real, they said they put real as in electric reels, which I think is funny. Eel, real, I don't know. Um, Bottom line is this: is the fountain before you granting a token of greeting, of friendship, of recognition, one living creature acknowledging another, or is it an ominous warning that you have faced the abyss, and worse than any harm it could ever afflict? Its watery gaze simply stared straight through you. So yeah, this is I was when I read this description, I was fucking mortified because I was like, why is there a Lacnos monster in the Raw High universe? Yeah, it was not what I was expecting compared to other like descriptions items will have. Um but yeah, basically I saw that and I was like, is the Fountain Lady evil? I don't know. But after seeing that, I realized that the treasure that the mermaid divers were probably looking for was maybe the treasure we find in Luna Lagoon because it is meant to be the Lagoon Halo, or I can't really think of another chest within the campus. But if anyone listening to this wants to go look for me and comment down below, please let me know because whenever I make a official proper video on this theory, I'll probably add that to it. I'm thinking there's more to this theory I can add, so that's why we're doing it this messy way. um or I want to go back and forth without a long thread, because usually I make these into X threads and that can be so annoying because like people don't want to read a whole large text. I don't want to type out a large text. This is my compromise. I'm gonna see how it works. Hopefully people like it. But yeah, um basically after looking at Luna Lagoon for like and seeing that chest that has the mermaid transformation necklace that looks like it's made out of elementals, I went back and looked at the Luna Lagoon badge because I was like, wait. And the jellyfish princess mermaid potion tail is the same tail as the Laguna badge here from day one. And that might just be a coincidence because it was the same one used in the mermaid trailer, but it's not looking like one. And then also the NPC I think might even be the mermaid diver or the possible NPC that's being made into Diamond Beach. I think is if there is one, this one because it had the most animations. Like it waved at us, um, and everything. They animated her the most, and they also made her look so similar to Mimiria. And like a lot of people thought this was Mimiria, but then it got confirmed not to be. And Mimiria isn't a mermaid. She's a water fairy, but she looks like a mermaid also when you lighten this, like all this, the tail looks pink and the hair looks blonde to me. So, but like it's like trying to take a photo of Bigfoot because it's in motion and bad lighting. So who knows? But yeah, that's what I found about that. And then going back to the fact this necklace looks like it's imbued with elemental magic or out of the elements, whatever you want to call it. I remembered about the Castle's Heart, and I've wanted to figure out what the fuck is happening with Castle's Heart for forever now. Because Castle's Heart has always felt lore important to me, but the way Castle's Heart is lore important is through visual storytelling rather than like it being thrown in your face like the item descriptions are. Um so I immediately noticed all the elements surrounding the Valkyrie. The way the Valkyrie is portrayed like almost godlike in the center before these steps or in like after these steps. I don't know how to word that, but you get what I mean. You guys have seen Castle's Heart, I hope. It's very pretty realm. And I'm like, is Valkyrie meant to be Royal High God? For those who don't know, Valkyrie is meant to be the school mascot, but the Valkyrie within like mythology or whatever, I forget if it's from Greek mythology or whatever, because I'm not a nerd in that sense. But the basically oversimplified version, angel warriors. They're said to come down during wars and help out. And during the mini game, like around nighttime in the mini campus, there's like the stargazing mini game where you look through like the big telescope, right? That's the word. Telescope, and basically you see a bunch of constellations in the sky and you like try to grab all the shooting stars, like you could try to click them, and once the constellations in like the background is the Valkyrie's helmet, specifically like Raw High's Valkyrie's helmet. And that was interesting to me because more constellations seem more important that I'm gonna get into. But basically the way the elements surround her reminds me of this, and like the way it feels so godlike reminds me of this piece that was in one of the alpha campuses Viancy made, back whenever it was being released and when he was streaming. I think he actually gave out the decal for this, but this is the image I found off Pinterest of it, just like the straight image. And you can see that it's meant to reminisce the choosing element flower. I haven't really decided a name, like flower wheel, the element flower. I'm gonna call it the element flower, but it's meant to reminisce the element flower when you choose an element. Um, but it also has like these hearts around it, and it has these like little like the clouds and the like the wings of each element, and then like the rainbows, and then there's the circle shape. And I was like, the circle shape reminds me of both the moon and like the Enchantiverse orb, which I know has to be lore important, but I also hadn't figured out how at the time. Um, and I remembered in the dungeon obby, um, the friendship trial, it's called the origin in the Rawhide language, and we find the decoder for the Rawhide language in the throne room behind one of the like no wait. No, it's in the no, I'm so wrong. In the obby behind one of the thrones, because there's like a thrones in the obby. Behind one of the thrones is the decoder. Sorry. There's so many thrones in Rohan, my brain's so confused. Um, but basically seeing that as like the origin of what? All teleportation, because right here we can see that the Chantiverse orb is called specifically whenever you like hover over it, um, magic teleportation globe. You can teleport through this. Um, and I'm like, hmm, uh, And I'm like, does it power all teleportation? Because it's called the origin. It's the origin of something. Is it the origin of teleportation? Because anytime we see anything related to teleportation, whether it be teleporting to the throne tower, the teleportation screen, the teleportation portal, or even the Laguna portal, they all reminisce this like origin one way or another. Is it the origin of magic? And no, at the very least, if this does control teleportation, it's a lifeline for fairies in a way. Because think about it, if you're a fairy in the Raha universe, you're getting from your school to your home to anywhere through this magic. And I don't know. And then like when I looked at the teleportation wand, because I was like, this has to be important too, because that's been like a concept since Divinia, right? Since Divinia, which is said to be the where the mermaids live now. It got sunken. It sank in a storm. But there's I looked at the wand and then I remembered about the constellation wand that looks a lot like the harmonic hearts halo. Um, and the harmonic hearts halo. Sorry. The harmonic hearts halo has more themes of combining the elements. And I was like, huh. The theme of elements, the castle's heart, the heart of Royale High, the Valkyrie, the elements, and the heart of Royale High are in the heart of Royale High. They're important. They're in the dead center of the castle's heart, the heart of Royale High. I'm like, this has to connect somehow. And I'm like, I went back into the Enchantiverse, just looking around. Um, and then I realized that when you look up, um, and I freaked out when I first saw this because I was like, oh my god, we none of the Royal High players look up, none of us. um, the Enchantiverse orb is on the bottom, and then there's a crystal, and then there's a moon. If you watch my other theory, the truth behind Arvella, um, which is posted on this channel. Go watch. Please, please, please. I worked so hard on that theory. I'll make more high quality theories if you do that. Please, please, please. But but basically we know from a bunch of hints Neo has gave and a bunch of hints other devs have gave that the moon is important, right? Um and it's basically like the moon powers the crystal, which powers the orb. And then when you look at it from either like here or from above, you realize that like because like when you're in the Enchantiverse, right? All the what's it called? All the elements surrounding it, and the way like the stone is, makes it form the choose element flower. It's like very good visual storytelling. It's like letting you know, like, hey, this is all connected. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. I was like, oh my god, because this is a huge because we see other crystals like it. I really hope you guys are following, but like I'm sure you guys are following, but I don't know if I'm explaining this well. Like I hope I'm making this make sense. Um, but a very similar crystal, which I think is just imbued with different magic. Because this crystal right here, this white crystal that we see in game, if you guys go look in game, you can see it. Um, I think it's imbued with specifically the power of the moon, and then I think this crystal right here that was like that's like holding a chest is imbued with the power of light. Um, and then thinking about like different magic and how the elements surround the Enchantiverse and how the moon is powering the teleportation. Um, I was like, is rainbow, does like the colors of the rainbow equal symbolism for all elements? And I was like, that would mean that the harmonic hearts halo is like about the harmony of elements. And then you look at the description for the harmonic hearts halo, which reads, a testament to togetherness, its with its hearts depicted as brimming as the elements of sorry, hold on, hold on, let me restart. A testament to togetherness, with its hearts depicted as brimming as the elements united on Everfriend. This swirled circlet is on, on outset by the ebbing and flowing of rainbows. The crystals containing elemental energy adorn it, converging in a delicate balance, miraculous as a once in a lifetime astrological phenomenon. Only the worthy, also astrological, the it being literally a constellation, and um the crystals, the repeating crystals, and then that, yeah, you get where I'm going with this. You get where I'm going with this, right? Only the worthy are able to toggle this halo into a fine, noble scepter, or enlarge and shrink its form. The staff's slender elegance does not diminish its strength. It is striking in form and heavy as a full heart, wherein one may wield it and feel the beating, pulsating through pulsating power of the elements, reverberating what the hell? Reverberating through their fingertips, ripples of power barely contained, seeking hearts hardened and steadfast, for it only permits those with steady hands to even hold it. But was this halo blessed to you by the fountain as a blessing, a sign of altogether harmony amongst elements, destined to last as dark clouds part to reveal a rainbow? Or does it carry within its glow a quiet warning, a splendid yet solid reminder to weather the tempest that may hold and test the trial of friendships you hold dear, so may all shine all the brighter. Um, so this hints to the Fountain Girl being evil again, like how this did, which I thought was interesting because we're finding out a lot about the Fountain Girl, right? Like, we don't know much about her other than the fact she's like, "I'll see you again." Like some ex whenever you wish for Halo. I'm sorry, guys. This is probably with flash drip for anyone that saw the original video. I was like so professional and so not chaotic. Okay, but basically, um, the Trial of Friendships made me remember the Abi in the dungeon, and I was like, I looked at the door, and it's like shine all brighter together. The door literally shines whenever you see it, right? And then it looks like both the harmonic hearts halo, um, sorry, I burped, sorry. And like the Crown of the Realms halo, also known as the Enchantiverse halo. Everyone calls it the Enchantiverse halo. The name of it is Crown of the Realms. It's just associated with the Crown of. It's just associated with the Enchantiverse. That's such a weird peeve of mine. I don't know why that bothers me. um, but the oh my god, my brain. Seeing the elements, remembering about the fact that like the dungeons is very ancient. It's very old, and it's about like all the elements coming together. I was like, actually, we can put a face to all these old like elemental fairies that created all this, and like maybe even spoke the old Rawhide language, because if we go into the heart of the castle, we can see Valkyrie, um deity, almost. I don't know. She was a student in the first like official teaser that had the voice actor on the head of the headmistress there, but I've noticed that's been taken down, so I don't know if they took that down because it's not accurate to the Royale lore anymore. Like I don't know if she still is the one that's like collects all the students or if like they purposely did that in like a to show that she's no longer a student. I don't know, but I couldn't find that video anymore. Um but basically the mural has a fairy of each element. Oh my god. Why did it zoom out so far? Sorry to the audio listeners that heard me gasp. Um, I say that like a podcast. Anyways, there's the pink mermaid girled person in the mural, and then there's Mamaria, and then there's the blue haired mermaid girl, and then there's Harmony, and then and then there's the white haired um ice fairy girl, and then there's Chrome, and then there's the red orange haired weird orange red color. I think that's orange. I think I'm colorblind. There's that orange haired fire fairy, and then there's Emberlyn, and then there's the brown haired um nature fairy, and then there's Posy, and then there's the blonde light fairy, and then there's Rainbow. Um I didn't show it here, but all the hands that hold up the powers and like the inventory thing, also match the skin tones of the murals and not the dolls. So I'm like, that feels like it's meant to be symbolism for that. But I'm pretty sure the people on the mural are the descendants of like their very first elemental fairies that made like the safe heaven, um and like documented their history, or at least like the founding fathers of something something, I don't know, man. And then um our like our main dolls that like current raw high timeline lore follows is the descendants. And then and after you complete the friendship trial, you can see their thrones. This is the only good image I could find of the thrones. This is someone's like OC sitting there. They're very cool OCs. They're not relevant to the theory though. But like there's the water fairy one, there's the nature fairy one, there's the fire fairy one, there's the light fairy one, there's the dark fairy one, and then there's the ice fairy one. Yeah, there's that theory. um so remembering all that, I was like, okay, um that makes the way the dungeon door resembles the harmonic hearts halo. Also Harmony's name also feels, because Harmony's meant to be a queen, right? Harmony's literally queen of the mermaids. Usually royalty has like a history of having very special, unique names that are very like rich in history, or very um like regal sounding because they're meant to be like a queen, and it's like peasants don't have those type of names. Harmony, the harmony of elements, the moon powers teleportation. The moon helps mermaid trading. Moon is how you make fishlings. Like moon water is how you make fishlings. Moon controls the tides. Like it's feeling all connected, you know. um, and then it also resembles the teleportation wand. So yeah, so that made the Crown of the Realms halo feel very relevant. So I looked at its description, and it says, hold on, I gotta zoom in like a grandma. My eyes. um, a coveted, long desired halo, signifying a state of unity amongst the realms, amongst the elements. They call the elements realms here. Um, sealed away after being granted from the fountain many centuries ago, as it awaits its chosen hero, a simply a symbol of purity of heart. The headmistress has been waiting to unlock the royal or archives for someone such as yourself, for she may only grant this prestigious halo to someone that wins all the favor of those across the agnatic realms. This tiara, lavished in wing heart gems and droplets, is toggleable in various sizes. One may present themselves as a gracious king or a sweet princess, executing the regal control you'll naturally find yourself executing while donning its ethereal form. Um, However, this halo is not merely for decoration. Beautiful as it is foremost a symbol of responsibility. Heavy is the head that. Sorry, I moved my screen. I moved my. I had the. Heavy is the head that bears this crown, for its essence is crafted from the combined magic of the hopes and dreams of all those that dwell across the realms. The crown's shimmering form is not just a mark of honor, but also a reminder of the duty to protect and cherish the hearts of all those that reside within the Enchantiverse. Keep it safe, for the very manifestation of our shared hopes and dreams may rest upon your royal brow. But one cannot help but wonder, is this halo simply a gifted blessing to the responsible student who has brought the realms together, or is the crown designed to test the true bravery of the bearer's heart? Um, so obviously based off this, we can tell in universe it's earned by getting all the elements, but in game it's earned by getting all the bingo, which makes a lot of sense because we as players obviously want access to all the elements because the game is kind of like that's kind of part of the appeal of the game, especially if you still do role playing. You want to role play any fairy you want. So I assume they made this make sense by doing it only when you get all the bingo, and that's why it's considered the toy halo, and that's also why it looks like a toy tiara, which I think is very smart. And they also made it very lore themed. This is one of my favorite halos. Starlight is my main favorite, but like this one's my second favorite halo ever. Actually, Frolicking is my second favorite halo ever. This is my third favorite halo ever because it's lore related and it combos with Starlight and Frolicking really well. I want those two halos so bad. But less about me. Back to the theory. Holy yap. Um Basically, I think that knowing that this halo was quite literally sealed away from the fountain, which I assume happens with every halo, and that's why they like don't come back, but like it's still kept around. It makes me feel like either the Valkyrie was someone that won this halo, or I don't know. Like I feel like the mural might be depicting like when you look at it in game and actually see like the full thing. I feel like the mural might be depicting the act of like sealing away a halo just because of the fountain girl being there, but it also might be depicting the creation of the fountain girl. Like the fountain girl herself might be like trapped in stone. Something might have happened similar with the Valkyrie. I don't know. We really don't get enough about the fountain girl. Even like the whole walls of text meant to like be talking about it is very vague. They're like, is she nice? Is she evil? Is she nice? Is she evil? Is she a blessing or a curse? Is she casting little curses on you? Um, so I don't know. This is my work in progress theory. I want to hear everyone's thoughts so bad. The last video just flopped so bad, guys. Please, 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 please give me your thoughts down in the comments below if you have any. Um, Subscribe for more theories. I don't usually like plugging, but maybe it actually does something because I feel like my last video got traction but did it at the same time. um I don't know. I don't know if anyone's actually interested in the Royale lore, but everyone I talk to about it seems to be. So I'm thinking I just haven't actually made an audience yet. Um I usually do way more organized videos, usually with less stuttering, usually about with less talking about myself. Unless you guys want that. I don't know. I'm just trying to spread the great gospel that is the Raw High lore, and I want to connect with people over it. And I think it's super fun. And I like the idea of being good background noise for all the great farmers out there. Go make that bag, Queen, King. Yeah. But hey, that's just a theory. Well, I messed up the outro. But hey, that's just a royal theory, a cloudy theory. Thanks for watching.